The Witching Hour. It was the summer of '09. It started on a bright sunny Friday afternoon. It was nice out and my day off, so I decided to take a walk downtown and go to the bookstore. I spent a good few minutes just browsing until I got to the paranormal section. On the top shelf in the left corner I found it. It was an old, thin, dusty book that had the word witchcraft printed on it. No author's name or date of being published. It was priced $9, so I thought, why not? And I bought it. I went to a convenience store, got a few snacks, and then plopped myself down on my favorite seat in town. It was right by the old movie theater. It had a view of Main Street, the bridge, and you could still see the sky. I made myself comfortable and opened the book. The first page was blank. The second page had the title of the book, but the third page was, well, strange. It said introduction and had a weird boarding around the page, and then a short paragraph. It was in Latin or something and I struggled to pronounce it, but I made it to the next page. I can't really remember what it said, but the second after I turned the page I will never forget. The sky went from bright blue and sunny to dark gray and gloomy. A huge gust of wind swooped down and blew the book straight out my hand. Lightning flashed and several big bangs of thunder boomed. I was so focused on the strange sky activity that I didn't notice that the book had completely disappeared. The dark clouds seemed to almost spin in a vortex. I was thinking a tornado, but then it started to pour rain, and then the rain turned to hail, and it did that for quite some time. I was stuck on the bench for about an hour waiting for it to let up. I had no phone and I was wearing a tank top and capris and flip-flops, and it had turned so cold. The hail was about quarter size and I couldn't get anywhere. I was lucky that part of the roof hung over my head so I didn't get hit. When it finally lit up I looked for the book but could never find it, so I headed home kinda bummed because the sky was still so dark and it looked as if it was going to storm for a while, and I had planned on going camping that weekend. I took my usual route home, but was kinda wanting to turn around and take a different route. The usual route was the road I would take home coming from my friend's house. I had a bad experience there with shadow people a year before this. I took that way anyways but walked cautiously. The wind was still howling but I didn't mind. I love the wind when it blows through my hair. It almost seemed as if the wind was speaking to me at this point. It was whispering in my ear. It sounded like the words that were on that page of the book. I could hear the wind so clearly, and then it hit me. Why is it so quiet? There was no one anywhere, the street was empty, no cars, no kids playing. Even if it was raining, kids in this neighborhood would have puddle jumping contests. It was abandoned, completely deserted. When I got home, the lights wouldn't work and no one was there. I got to my room and got my cell phone and was going to call my mother, but it was dead and I had no way to charge it. It didn't seem strange to me that the power would be out after that freak storm, but it was weird that no one was home. Eventually I drifted off, and the next day when I woke up my alarm went off. It was really weird because my alarm clock is electric and there was a power outage and it shouldn't be working. I could hear people in the kitchen, so I ventured in there to question their whereabouts last night. They said they didn't know what I was talking about. They were home the whole time. I was really confused, so I then proceeded to talk about the freak storm and they looked at me with a puzzled look on their faces. They said that it was sunny all day yesterday. I walked away, laid back down thinking, this must be a dream. I closed my eyes, pinched myself, and I felt it, then reopened my eyes and sat up. I was really confused. Maybe yesterday was a dream and today is actually Friday. I grabbed my phone and it turned on this time. I could have sworn it was dead earlier. I looked at the date and it is Saturday. I then put my phone on my dresser, really confused now. I turned around ready to go back to bed, but then I stopped, turned around again, and there it was. That book was on my dresser. I opened it but every page was blank. Right then my mom walked in and asked what was wrong. She said I came home yesterday with that book in my hand 20 minutes or so after leaving and went straight to bed and slept the whole day and had just woken up now. Day before, came back around 1:30 p.m. and slept until 10 a.m. the next day. That's 20.5 hours straight. What the hell happened that day I was never really sure of, but I burned that book a few days later. I took it to my friend's house and burned it in a bonfire. It burned pretty quickly and the smoke from it was as black as the night's sky. I'm not really sure if I wanna know what happened that day. To this day it still seems as if the wine speaks to me.